very good picks. So I'm going to mute us because I'm not a caster and I cannot cast. So
Becky back in here, but for now, we got what we got. Trying to get this all figured out. Actually, going to be getting a pretty interesting draft from the side of Stun Gaming Cosmic. It looks like we're going to swap to the Shaco. We'll see if this gets locked in. Nope, we're going to stick with the Sejuani. Thought we were going to have some fun, but unfortunately not. Again, sorry about the audio issues. We got them all worked out. As long as we get Becky back in here in the audio.
Yes. Alright, my cam has stopped working. That's okay. Cams aren't working anyways.
Could be pretty interesting. We'll have to see what is responded to by the other team. The Yone into the Silas, it looks like going to be the selection here. As we get ready to end this draft.
Awesome. Sick.
We'll see what they pick as their top laner here for the other team. We got some we got lots of fun, quirky picks maybe coming through. As the Cho'Gath actually going to be the final pick here for the side of the other team. Singe is what's being hovered. I'd be a little bit surprised to see that one. Definitely is going to be pretty good at running around and dodging the Cho'Gath Qs. And it is not going with the pick. Instead going for the Kled here. As hopefully we will get Becky back in the call here in just a second and get everything figured out.
I have not seen Kled in a long time. Is he getting more prio lately?
Kled has been getting a lot of prio because G2 has been playing Kled, and anything G2 plays, everyone else wants to play. So we have been seeing a decent amount of it. I haven't been seeing it a whole lot at this level. But for now, going to be what goes ahead. As we are going to be now jumping into a bit of a spectator delay as we try and get some of the audio stuff figured out and hopefully get Becky back in the call. All right, and here we are, off the back of maybe a little bit of a cheeky level work. Becky, how are we feeling about the drafts? Since we didn't really get to talk about the drafts.
Well, now that I finally am able to speak for the first time, unfortunately for the viewers, I now am able to speak. Oh, wait, actually, Kled has found maybe a bit of danger right here. Knockup from Cho'Gath's going to go down. He's going to just try and get the bear trap on a rope to just get a little bit of damage here, but now he's going to get dismounted here. He's going to try and find a way out, but there's so many auto attacks. There's so much damage here. There's going to be 2 flashes over the wall. Cho'Gath Q is going to go out, but it is going to miss. We've got an Ignite down from the Kled. 3 summoners Bert in that skirmish, and it looks like Zach is going to try and get a little bit of a counter jungle going on at the start here. This is unusually spicy for a Zach, so I'm excited to see how this turns out for them. But you asked about draft. I think it's interesting. I really like Zach. I've been playing a lot of Zach recently. I think the champ's awesome, so I'm excited to see how he does this game. I don't know about you. What do you feel about it?
I think that the B1 Zeri was a little troll, as Cled's going to get reganked here after the level 2. Didn't land the rupture though, so nothing going to come of that. B1 Zeri, a little strange, especially when things like Jinx and Thresh are so prevalent. Especially like, I mean, Becky, you know me. I'm a bit of a Blitzcrank OTP.
Yes.
But Thresh is my true main. So
Yes.
I always like seeing Thresh. And he feels so strong right now, so I'm excited to see what comes of this, as Wrathful is just gonna...
Wrathful is just going to die. The chains slam down. Don't even need that lollipop explosion, as Wrathful doesn't burn any summoners, just loses the 1v1 skirmish in mid.
Yeah, trying to be a little bit too aggressive and too cheeky, I think, on the Yone there is going to result in them going down. But overall drafts, I think I do really like what Red Side has got here for themselves.
Stunned is on red.
Yes. Team names that I was definitely given before the game. Something like that. But they have the Sejuani, they have 2 melee solo laners, and they have that Jinx Thresh for that late game insurance. I think, especially in a league like this, where scaling can matter a lot more.
The skirmish is going crazy! Cled's gonna be dashing through twice, getting those auto attacks out. I hope I'm not a little I might be a little further ahead of you. I'm not sure. I'm at 4:02.3.
I'm right now at 4:09.
Okay, so we're close enough. We're close.
We're pretty close. Still, you know, got some things going. I have to start the auto host and my own league clients at the same time, and I have to
wait, Maiden's actually gonna get taken down here now. Gonna try and land this rupture. There's no way out. Kled is in the middle of that little spiky damage right there. Going to get knocked up and obliterated. There's been a lot of brawls going on. Speaking of brawls, we got a knock up right here. He's going to get stunned right out, but here comes Sejuani. He does have a level up on the Zac, but not going to get in range quick enough to make anything happen. Just going to dash over the wall, keep the farming going. Zac a little bit down in farm here. The level 1 invade went a little interestingly. Didn't get a whole lot out of the regank top from that, so just going to end down in farm as the result of the level 1 shenanigans, which is unfortunate, but fortunately, Zac, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm going to be feeling pretty nice as those are traded back and forth. Luckily, no one too crazy with the scaling has got it. Kled does have that 1 kill. It is going to feel pretty nice. Kled will scale relatively well, but at least, you know, don't got any kills on the Jinx, as Kled going to get that bear trap on the rope again. It's looking rough for Meligrody.
Yeah, Meligrody on the Cho'Gath here. The Kled definitely is a very fascinating pick. There are so many angles where it's like, okay, this is actually going to work well for Kled, but he's such a bizarre champion that you have to actually know what you're doing to really feel comfortable and make use of busting that champion out. And it looks like he does feel pretty comfortable using this champion to its advantages here as sort of this tank buster in the top lane. 9% health damage on the W. Always feels good. Here comes a little bit of a skirmish here. Gabriel Leo is going to be looking to just get this ultimate there. The stolen ultimate hitting 6 before Wrathful and making the most of it. I've got your ultimate before you even got your ultimate. Getting there. Now here comes a Drake.
Yeah, it's definitely sealed his fate with that one a little bit. As it will be done with the first drag of the game, it will be Mountain Drag. Should be a nice little early boost, early pickup for them. Lane's doing pretty well. Surprisingly, Zeri has gotten a relatively sizable lead, I think, for them early in the game onto the Jinx. Considering that they've been pushed in, a bit surprising that she is ahead in CS. As Thresh going to look for something. But Hook will not land onto anyone. Riptail coming up very soon. I'd imagine those are where the eyes will be here shortly.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be looking at that. Looking to try and make some use of this top lane pressure here because the Cho'Gath does shove in a lot faster than Kled does. Kled has a lot of good single target damage, but in terms of his AoE, until he gets Tiamat, he has basically nothing up there, and now Cho'Gath's in a bit of danger. Here comes the dash. We have the Conqueror proc, and now Kled's going to just get another bear trap on a rope. He's going to get some more slams down, waiting for that W passive to come back up, dodging out. Here comes the charge, and dismounting, taking the kill for himself. Kled getting a solo bolo in top, trading flashes using Ignite, but getting that kill, keeping Cho'Gath down, getting pressure around this this crab, this Shelly, where there's going to be a bit of a scuffle. Bamans is going to go over the wall and find somebody he does not want to challenge right now. Here comes Gabriel Leo. They're just going to clean up the blobs right here, get him up in a bucket, put him down. Here comes the crash, the lightning crash in the bot side now is Awaken. It's just going to be auto-attacking Senna here. They're looking for the revive, but no final blows will be dealt, and Senna will go down. A lot of action across the map, but Shelly will be going over to int for Mark, which is always very good. Overall, just really, really good stuff for the side of Stunned.
Yeah, definitely going to be pretty nice. Fresh getting a little bit of extra auto damage there with the passive. Feeling pretty cheeky there right at the end of the bailout. And of course, will be feeling pretty nice. Of course, you would have liked to see that go on for Jinx, but can't win them all as Wrathful.
He's just losing. He's just losing every trade horribly. I'll be honest, I've not seen a lot of Yone versus Sylas in the mid lane, so in my mind, it doesn't seem like it's this catastrophically awful for Yone, but at least in this game, it is quite catastrophically awful. Every trade is just a losing one. Do you have any info about this sort of?
I was just going to say that the Yone was a counter pick into the Sylas here.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
So definitely not going to feel great. We are going to just continue feeding our main man Kled in the top lane here. As the tower's just going to go down and Melgrody is probably just going to die here. I don't know why
okay, the tower does stay alive, but the dismount will come out. Now Melgrody's just going to be walking after Kled, trying to get enough damage so he can go for the feast, but the remount comes in. The blast plant will actually get Kled out of there as not intended, but the charge will come back in. The movement speed goes out, and they're able to dip in and dip back out. Now in the bot lane, we've got a bit of an engage right here. Bamans just going to be looking to lock up Instinct, and Instinct will, in fact, get locked up. He's going to be going down surely as long as these bullets can land. Senna will pick one up in the bot lane for the side of the other team. And now Senna just going to be looking to farm this out here, get the wave moving. They've got a little bit of gold in the bot lane, but that is the only lane where gold even exists. The rest of the map is a lot tougher, just looking around at it.
Gabriel Leo going to maybe get caught out here, though.
I don't
the
think
Silas.
I don't think Gabriel Leo is the one getting caught out. He's waiting for Sejuani. He's holding on to that stolen ultimate there, the fate sealed, and he's gonna seal some fates right here. But we've actually got the takeover from Renata going into the choke point, but it is not enough to save Wrathful, as his fate was certainly sealed there. Even with Renata's help, not nearly enough.
Yeah, the hostile takeover was good in getting back a little bit of damage, but unfortunately, I don't think that Yon, really kind of needs some items at this point. And Zach, while you are this big chunky tank that can do a decent amount of damage, kind of had to use a lot of his abilities to get out, and not necessarily for the damage that we wanted to see coming out. But a nice little roam from the Thresh is going to poke the Zac out and secure, it looks like, a second drag for the side of Stun here.
Yeah, another Drake will be going over to Stun. They've got control over all lanes right now. Even the lanes that aren't too bad are just looking kind of sad for them. And I guess this is the start of the season, so we didn't just going into this. The other team, Tot, who are on the blue side here, they're currently 0-2 in the first couple weeks here, so they've had a bit of a rough time so far. Meanwhile, the side of Stun, they are currently undefeated. Granted, it's so early on, but early on is plenty for the Kled here, getting enough damage in to take out Bamans. No passive, no CC. Wrathful just going in, doing literal chip damage onto the Silas, who does not care and will not care for the rest of the game. And he's going to be looking to steal out the Cho'Gath ultimate just for moral support.
I mean, Cho'Gath ult is honestly really good for Silas here, because you do get those permanents. Even if you launch on a minion here, you still get permanent health. We'll see how that one ends up going. I know one of the funniest videos I've ever seen is with the Silas that gets an infinite amount of, or just an absurd amount of stacks on the Cho'Gath ults, and you also gain size when you do that. So big Silas running around the Rift is something that maybe I'm hoping to see just a little bit, as Bam's gonna get chunked out, and a flash into the stun.
Yeah, we've gotten engaged now on the bot side here with the Winter's just destruction down there. Senna's gonna get flayed back into the Chompers, gonna get chomped up there by Bristle. So double kill goes over to Sejuani. It is just bad news across the map for the other team.
Yeah, I mean, down at this point, what is that? 8k gold at 14 minutes?
Yeah.
Objective bounty is coming up pretty early, though. You know, that's nice. Maybe going to be able to get something back if you are able to get some momentum on the map. But that is the problem right now. It seems like the other team just doesn't have momentum anywhere. All of their lanes are pushed in. And as Bam's here, that's got to feel pretty bad.
Yeah, it's got to feel bad for sure. Just nothing going well here, and Gabriel Leo is just looking to get even more poke damage out here. Wrathful is throwing out auto attacks and Qs, and they're connecting, but they're like only emotionally connecting. They don't actually do any damage here, which is just tragic. And I looked it up. The Yone is actually in lane, loses to Silas. Silas is a lane counter. It said that Silas is usually up around 380 gold in just the lane matchup, which, you know, on average, that kind of gold lead is... We're seeing more than that here, but we're still definitely seeing the Silas being infinitely more useful in the mid lane. And it's just like, it's hard to really talk about this game because, you know, what can we really say? What can you really say about Tot? What can the other team do right now?
Well, I don't know what the other team can do, but for now, I do have something that is going to help you out significantly, Becky, and that is making sure that you are getting credit for what you're doing here.
Okay, that's all right. We do have an engage right here. The Let's Bounce is going to come out. Here comes the hostile takeover. It actually is going to be doing really well here. We've got a bit of a winning fight right now as Melagrody looking to try and get the Feast right there, but he flashes in without Feast actually up, which is kind of strange. Senna now just going to be getting some damage out here on the Zeri. We're getting a lot of lightning shocks, a lot of bolts right here coming out, but not a whole lot of damage, and the Jinx ultimate will blow up Versace in the mid lane. That Renata is just going to be another 300 gold in Awaken's pocket. Now here comes the charge from Kled, looking to go under turret, but he doesn't actually connect with anybody. He's just going to have to walk out of there. Gabriel Leo is going to just throw out some damage, try and make sure stunned Maiden OP is able to get out of that one. And he does get dismounted, but that is the most of his worries here as he walks away from the side of the other team, and they continue this assault in the mid lane. The Fate Seal just going to go and clear that wave. They're going to be sieging this mid lane turret as the next Drake comes up soon.
Yeah, I don't know if you really need to do that there, Gabriel Leo. I think those minions' fates were already sealed. As Melagrody going a step forward still, pretty aggressively. And like you were saying, at this point, I don't really know what to say about this game. Now a 10k gold lead, as Cho'Gath going to get played under tower and take a significant amount of poke damage.
Yeah, taking a little bit of poke, but actually not so bad. This Jinx is still only on the 1 item, so doesn't quite have that 2-item power spike. It looks like we're possibly going to see the Kraken into IE that's been really popular on a lot of these big hyper carry 80 carries like the Jinx, as the BF sword is in her pocket, although it is possible. What in the heck? Okay, Gabriel Leo is just going to be looking to steal the Feast right now. He's going to have to blow his flash to get it. A little ambitious, but he will be able to use that to get some bonus HP on this Drake right now, as Maiden OP is just going to be looking to solo kill Wrathful. Wrathful is not feeling good. The charge is going to go out. The Kled misses there, and we'll just walk on past as the siege continues in mid. Versace's going to get caught out. Here comes the stun. Here comes the knockup. The hostile takeover will get them to beat each other up for a little bit, but the frozen prison, the frozen tomb, wrong champion, but that's okay. Still a dead player, as Versace will go down, trying to get vision in your own jungle. What a blunder. At this point in the game, it is hard to even step into your own safe zones, as stunned are just controlling everything.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty dominant. You know, gold lead is still going up. Zach going to look for something here, but I mean, that is, I think, one of the most underrated things about Kled. He makes diving towers so much easier, because if you're mounted, the dismount will drop the tower aggro. Which feels really nice. I know that is a relatively well-known thing, but at the same time, definitely makes playing aggressive on this Kled, especially when you're already so far ahead, just feel even that much nicer.
Yeah, it feels good. We have the Heartsteel getting picked up by Cho'Gath, which is kind of interesting. I don't, at this point in the game, with what your team needs, I don't know if the Heartsteel is really going to do a whole lot. You'd much rather have the utility of Radiant Virtue just to try and give some extra HP to your 2 carries. This is a double threat comp, and one of your threats is hitting people with 2 pairs of pool noodles, and the other one is actually dangerous, but doesn't have quite the utility needed to just deal with all of the damage on the side of stunned.
Yep, as we are going to see both these teams stepping forward. My Leaf client for myself has crashed, so unfortunately, Becky, I believe you're on your own for the rest of this game.
That's all right. Judging by the pop-up I got, I'm unsure how long it will last, as Melagrody's going to get hooked back in, just going to get whacked on this top side of the map. The hostile takeover will have Maiden and Mark hit each other, but here comes the the bailout. Nobody will be bailed out in this top side of the map. Senna's going to get exhausted. Going to have to go over the wall with the slide. The Mans is on the backside right here. The stolen hostile takeover will give Renata a taste of her own medicine as she gets taken out. Senna just going to get forced back here. This Zeri just not able to stay in the mix as long as they want. Getting those autos out after the lightning crash and getting this charge going. Gabriel Leo's over the wall. They have no info. They lack critical information. And Senna's going to get locked up, taken down, and Bamans has their passive revive. But there will be nothing to keep them alive. So the damage goes down. They have Kled taking turret aggro just so he can dismount. Aggro take another kill under the turret as everything continues to fall apart around the side of the other team, as it is now it is now a 12k gold lead. 12k 14k I think, actually.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good, folks.
It is definitely looking like the end times here for at least this game. Of course, you know, hopefully we'll see the other team spring back in full action in this next one. But yeah, for now, it is looking like it will be just the side of Stun walking in or ushering in these super minion waves, taking towers, and just ending the game.
Yeah, and I will say, from personal experience playing in the VAS and having things go bump, never mind, we do have an engage here on to Melagrody, as Melagrody will just go down. The lightning bolt through the wall will hit nobody, as that is just another player taken out as the siege continues. 5 strong in mid, a wave crashing in bot. We've got 2 waves giving a lot of power, a lot of authority here in the other team. They don't have the damage, they don't have the health bars, they don't have anything to keep themselves alive, as here comes the charge, just trying to cut off Wrathful and Bamans as they are in it, just trying to keep their turret alive, and Wrathful will go down first. Senna is trying to get some damage out. The lightning crash is going. The autos from the Zeri are good, but the stolen fate sealed is sealing the fates of the other team, as Gabriel Leo will get that Zeri down. Melagrody respawns to die once again, like you are. Just like a zombie out here, coming back to die once more, as the first Nexus turret will fall. The second will certainly meet its end as well, and the Nexus will go down. It is a crushing, nearly 20k gold lead for the side of Stunned as they win game 1.
Yeah, an absolutely stunning game 1, like you said. But this is a best-of-3 series, and hopefully the other team will be able to bounce back. That's a knee slapper right there. But for now, we are going to throw it to a little bit of a break while we get set up for that one, and we will see you back here on the Rift in just a few.
Welcome back, everybody, for Game 2 of the series here between the other team and Stunned Gaming Cosmic in the Victorious Amateur Series. I am Becky Rita. Joining me is Kevbo, and we are in the draft right now, and we have some similar bands getting dropped on the board here as we are just kind of waiting to see what the other team has planned, because to be polite, that last game was kind of a stomp. It was kind of an absolute bloodbath, and not the good kind where both teams are even, the kind where one team is just getting obliterated for 20 minutes until the game inevitably ends. So I'm interested in what the other team has planned. They're going to go for the B1. Vagar did get nerfed. Interested in what you feel about that.
Becky, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I played one game of my promos this split, and very little other league except for my quest to win a game on every champ against just bots and only bots by myself.
Oh, excellent.
Which is going fairly well. I'm on like 83 or something like that.
All right.
So
Okay.
I'm over halfway. But the couple games that I have played have been very back and forth. I'm just glad to see my boys Thresh and Nautilus back in the middle a little bit. And Blitzcrank, What is with pros actually playing Blitzcrank now? I don't understand. But it is going to be an Ashe and F lane coming through. A little bit interesting considering the engaged champ already selected.
Yeah, the Thresh Jinx, that easy to lane, easy to understand duo combination in the bot lane, is just going to get picked up on R1, R2, and the response is Ashe Misfortune, like you said, and that's an interesting combo. And we have no fun allowed. Okay, even less fun. Okay, well, Annie, that's a champion.
No fun allowed. Now, I gotta say, funnily enough, I wanted to look just to see where I was at. The next champion that I have in line for my quest is actually the champion that I would have loved to see either of these teams pick in this scenario, which is the Morgana. Black Shield, super clutch against any hook champ. And also, like, as a specific lane counter into Vagar is really nice, because you can kind of just press Black Shield on yourself and just walk at them anyways. Like, Event Horizon does not matter if you're playing Morgana.
It does not matter.
But still, a pretty interesting draft thus far. I'm going to be surprised if I don't see the other team ban out Vi. I know it would get nerfed just a little bit, but the engage opportunity from something like a Vi here would be kind of insane.
Okay, they're going to be looking to... Yeah. They're going to hit the Jarvan instead. Similar to the Vi in terms of how they index and what their objective is in team fights, and they're not actually going to look at the Vi right here. Instead, they're thinking about going Xin Zhao. I actually do like that against all of those ranged options. You have the Crescent Guard to keep you safe. You do have the Maokai coming in instead. That's a huge frontline option, and it's also still a flex between jungle and top. So it does not reveal a whole lot for Stun Gaming Cosmic in terms of what they're doing. So it's going to force the other team to sort of put their cards on the table. And one of those cards is Malphite. And the other is a Mumu. We're going back to bronze with this one. Assembling bronze Zodia right now. Just getting all of your easy CC ultimate abilities together. You put them in a cage, and you make them feel the pain. A very simple strategy, and one that is very successful. On the other side, though, we do have the Ornn being hovered right now. I'm not too much of a fan of that. The Kled is probably worse, so I'm glad that they decided to go with the Ornn. It's sort of trading tank for tank in top lane, but the end result here, Stun Gaming Cosmic has sort of a similar identity to what we saw with the other team last game, where they have a two-threat composition. They have the Annie and the Jinx. Meanwhile, the other team, they're just layering CC over CC over CC and hoping it will work.
At the same time, though, those two meatballs for Stun Game and Cosmic can kind of just stand there and fake it a little bit. So I'm excited to see how they do play that one out. With Ornn going to have the Call of the Forge God, Maokai going to have the Twisted Advance. Also, both great AoE CC utility. So going to be interested to see how they use those to its fullest effect. I'm still thinking that I would have really liked to see a Vi here instead of the Maokai. And overall, I'm not quite as confident in Cosmic's draft here. I definitely liked their last one a little bit more, considering their opposition. It was a little more straightforward. It kind of seems like they really want to play passively in the second game with the draft that they have selected. So I'm interested to see how that one does play out, considering how aggressive they were in the previous game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. If the other team can sort of keep one of these carries behind, like the other team's mid laner Wrathful was sort of kept behind in the previous game, it'll be harder for the Jinx to just look to carry, or the Annie to just look to carry. However, if they can maintain an even position, there are so many CC tools to just prepare for the Tibbers to drop down and for the Jinx to clean up afterwards. So it's just going to be a matter of which team can sort of get the jump, get the priority in these situations, and then hit their CC buttons first. Just who can get control, who can keep control, and who can use that control to find success. It's going to be a challenge for both teams, but when we've sort of boiled the game down to a very simplistic state of just hit your button better than the opponent. So we'll have to see who's got the better buttons.
Yeah, well, with that, we are going to throw it to a little bit of a break as we wait for the spectator delay. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Welcome back, everybody, for Game 2 of our series between the other team and Stunned Gaming Cosmic. We've got a bit of a bush stack here for the side of the other team. They saw that the 5-man invade happened in the previous game with the Thresh. They're waiting for it to happen again, but it does not end up going through as they simply walk away. I gotta say, looking at the skins here, I'm a big fan of Bad Santa Vagar and Regifted Amumu. They're two of my favorite skins, so I'm happy to see dumb present head Amumu in game. Very exciting stuff. Less exciting, however, is, runes, masteries. We have the Hail of Blades. Runes and masteries are, in fact, the same thing. They've been the same thing for like 3 seasons, and I will still say them as if they're different. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It would appear that I have done something very wrong. We are going to go ahead and pause and throw it to a little bit of a break and see if we can get these technical difficulty things worked out.
All right.
Okay. We are paused at 7:34.
Okay, I am at 7:34. Just let me know when we're good to go.
Go in 3, 2, 1, go.
35, 36.
All right, we should have everything back under control. I'm sorry about that once again, everyone. I tried to toggle the scoreboard for you, and I accidentally totally turned off the spectator on the auto host that we have. But we missed out on some action, Becky.
Yes. There was the first Drake was actually taken by the side of the other team. The Amumu went and got that. However, in the fight that followed, there were 2 kills that went over to the side of Stun Gaming. 1 was picked back up for the side of the other team, but then 2 more fell afterwards for the side of Stunned. So, very unfortunate. Stunned picked up 2 more kills there. So, yeah, we had quite a bit of action around that first Drake, which is always good to see. It is unfortunate we did not get to see it. We've got 2 kills on that Jinx, and in draft we were sort of talking about with the 2-threat comp, if one of those threats falls behind, one of those threats is going to be picking up another kill here, unless Versace can get out. They do flash over the Chompers. They do stay alive. They're trying to get some slows down. Here comes the bullet time, but it's not enough, and Versace eats another death sentence and dies. An aggressive flash from Senna there. We'll trade 1 back, but it is 1 that just will go back into the pocket of Stunned, as the Thresh will whip him into shape, get him out of the game. There's more trades happening across the map, especially on this top side of the map, where the Ornn has absolute total control of this lane, very comfortably in charge. Unless he does drop a little bit low, the HP is going to go down, but here comes the Call of Forge guys. Going to be looking to knock up the Malphite, but the Unstoppable Force dashes right through it, but Ornn is just going to barely survive! He gets the Q out, he gets his abilities down, but now Bamans is just going to look to clean that one up, avenging his fallen meatball in top lane, and the fun continues.
Yeah, we are just all over the map. Annie actually going a blast cone over the wall there, we can see on the mini-map.
Yeah.
And going to be walking through, possibly looking for something spicy here. Maokai's also showing up, taking a little bit of damage here. But I imagine going to be looking to turn very quickly here.
Yeah, here comes the bear drop. Tibbers has said hello, and now Senna is just going to fight this bear down as Gabriel Leo takes the lantern across the realm. And that's just Versace. One of the big dangers of picking support Ashe here is support Ashe is incredibly squishy and incredibly exploitable.
Yep, and that is the worry that we did have for them with picking this double 80 carry marksman bot lane. Is that they are playing into a Thresh that can land those hooks and get the setup. Well, was not there. Instead, well, it would appear that I have cast or cursed it, because as soon as I said it, you know, Thresh lands 1 death sentence, and that is in fact exactly what it was, a death sentence there for Senna, and a kill over to the side of Stun yet again.
Yeah, okay. So We're going to be seeing the Herald dropped in the bot lane, crashing into the turret. We do have a dive here going over as Versace is on their lone, so I'm going to do what they can, but it is not going to be enough. And they will just get forced back out here, as now Bamans is going to just keep walking around, just trying to get things done in the bot side of the map. We do have a little bit of a trade here in top, as Maiden is going to just get a little bit of damage, but that is that's all that's going to happen here. And this next Drake is potentially even just going to go over to the side of the other team if Stun decides that they don't. Yeah, wait a minute. Huh? What? Huh? Oh, okay. All right. Well, they may lose a member for this, but they do get the second Drake. The fight continues. Here comes the Jinx ultimate in for Mark. Is going to have to get out of here. Here comes the Curse of the Sad Mummy as Gabriel Leo flashes in, gets the Primordial Burst, blasting down Gabriel Leo as Wrathful picks up their second kill of the game. And that went really well for the other team.
Yeah, I think just maybe not expecting the rush from the other team. They're not really seeing too much macro from them in the last game. I think not expecting them to have very much macro in this game. Absolutely underestimating their ability to take advantage of that situation. However, we do have this Jinx already with the Kraken Slayer completed. Going to be feeling very strong at 13 minutes in the game. We'll see. The vision setup thus far is not too bad. But I definitely think was missing out on that one. Or at least around the Drake. Before the Drake went over, but able to go in and get some vision now is Instinct.
Yeah, Instinct is just going to be the bot lane for the side of Stunned. Doing very well once again this game. And the other team, the Ashe Misfortune, just not really delivering. But fortunately, you know, the bullet time, the Ashe's utility, all of that is sort of independent, but it looks like Senna's going to be in a bit of danger! But here comes the Crystal Arrow, as now Versace is going to be flashing in, going to try and clean this up as a 1-for-1 right now, but Versace is going to have some slows down. Instinct's going to have to try and run away. Here comes the volley, but as we get closer to the turret, Instinct can wait to throw out the death sentence. It gets dodged, but dodging a little bit too far down means that no more autos, no more volleys can go out, as Versace will not be able to secure the second kill back there. But now Infomark may have found an opportunity here to just sort of annoy Bamans. Not doing much more than that, though, as the Maokai will just walk away. A slight level lead on the Amumu as he has picked up a bit more farm in the jungle, but Gabriel Leo is... now we are back in the mid lane. Gabriel Leo also down. So the levels are a bit odd for both teams right here, but still, the other team holding on a bit better than they did in the previous game. Now we do have a fight, potentially, but it's just tanks in the top side as Gabriel Leo is sort of hovering, waiting to see what he can do. There will be nothing to be done here as they're looking at Shirley.
Was it a pretty good reaction time there by Hayden to get out of that one, as Awakened going to get a lot of damage done from all the Forge God comes through as well.
Yeah, okay, so that is just going to be a kill cleaned up in the bot side now. Melagrody is going to get sort of burned down here by the Tibber, is going to get zoned out by all of that CC, all of that zone control from the side of Stunned. But on the bot side of the map, we do actually have a kill getting converted for Versace and Senna. Seeing that sort of CC layering going down, Wrathful's maybe looking for something right here. Is going to be throwing out the Primordial Burst, but the Molten Shield is going to be enough! The little Comet does not land, and Gabriel Leo will avoid death temporarily. But Shirley is going to be surely picked up here for the side of Stunned, unless Melagrody can get here in time. We do have Bananas. The smite's going to go down, so it is going to go over to Infomark, but Infomark may have been inting for the crab. He's going to get the Aftershock proc. He's going to get a little tanky. The second bandage toss is going to go wide. Maiden is going to arrive here, throwing out the pillar, but not going to land on anyone. The Curse of the Sad Mummy will lock these two players up as Wrathful is on their way. Melagrody is just going to be looking to try and clap in for Mark. Not going to be able to get close enough, as now Wrathful is just going to be not in range as the cage gets flashed, and Int for Mark escapes with no HP.
How did no one die there? That is my only question from that interaction.
Astounding. This is astounding stuff.
As we are seeing the lane swaps start to come through as that first tower did go down in the bot side. Wrathful finally going to find this control ward as well and get some of this vision cleared out for their team. And next drag going to be coming up. I'd imagine that we are going to see a fight happening around this one.
Yeah, we're going to see a fight be definitely possible here. Definitely is getting set up here, although we do have first priority going over to Stunned as they are already in the river, but Annie might actually be a little bit too far forward. Ashe does not have the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but there's still other CC tools in the pocket. We do have the Unstoppable Force is stopped by a flash as Gabriel Leo will get out of dodge there, and that is a huge cooldown burned right before this Drake. They'll make it harder for the other team to take this fight, but it looks like they're still going to try and maintain control of the river. TP is going to come in from Maiden as we are waiting now for the Call of the Forge God. It is up. We have the knockup going in, the CC going down. Melagrody is in danger, but the bullet time is going to zone them away. Here comes the Call of the Forge God. It's going to knock multiple people up, and the Curse of the Sad Mummy will not even go down before Bamans is taken out. And although one player will drop as Maiden loses their HP, that is going to be 4 taken down by the CC chains and the burst damage of the rockets. We do have a potential steal. Wrathful's waiting. He does have a ward. He's going to be taking it, but he does not he does not get in range, does not get the damage. For some reason, I thought that was a Mumu. I guess it was just like a short player. I was like, oh yeah, that's the jungler. No, it was Veigar. He was not going to steal that.
You never know. I've gotten steals with Blitzcrank Hook before. It's very well possible. Always gotta, at this level, at least make an attempt if you can safely. But very well played there by Stun, able to kind of stall out the bullet time, and then the Call to Forge God onto 4 members, let Jinx get an early kill, and after that point, well, it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is definitely exciting. Because now we have that first Tech Drake. Fortunately for the side of the other team, they picked up those first 2 Drakes, so the Soul win condition, the Dragon Soul win con, is not really on the table right now for the side of Stunned, unless they want to drag this game out incredibly long, and I do not think that they will be looking to do that, as their Jinx is accelerating incredibly quickly, has that IE right now. Misfortune is still waiting for components, still sitting on those components, waiting to pick that item up. We have the Ashe, who has, it has the Umbral Glaive, so functionally full build. But we do not have the Mythic on the Amumu. We do not have a Mythic on the Malphite in top. And we also don't have a Mythic onto Ornn. So we're waiting for quite a lot here, as Maiden may have found a pick down here. Gonna get the burn down, gonna get the autos out, the Call of the Forge God, and that is in fact a solo kill, as Ornn just easily picks up this Misfortune on a side lane. Not what you'd expect to happen, but it's, anything's possible.
I mean, never underestimate Ornn, our great overlord, the big bruiser fighter mage extraordinaire. As the Rift Herald is going to be started up, it looks like a fight will come of this. They really need to make sure they get awakened early.
The Unstoppable Force gets dodged so cleanly. We're now waiting for the Curse of the Sad Mummy. It'll land on the 2 targets, but not the 2 targets you want to see. Versace does get nothing done here, as the hook will land on to Wrathful, pulling them in. Another hook goes down. These death sentences are being written one after the other by Instinct. And now on the back line, the flanking Ornn will clean up the last straggler and maybe even look to clean up this one. Senna, this didn't go well for you last time. What are you doing? Watch out! Oh no! Misfortune has AirPods in! She can't hear us! As the Baron will go down, getting picked up by the side of Stun. And here in game 2 of the match, it is just looking so in favor of Stunned once again.
Absolutely, as they are even able to give this blue buff of the opponent over to the Annie. Once again, just very well set up and well planned out by the side of Stun. Their objectives have been the difference maker, it seems like, in this game, playing very well around the bullet time and around several other of the CC tools that Melogrody has had. And honestly, has been getting a good job of forcing flashes off of the carries, but it seems like every time Melogrody goes in with the Unstoppable Force, it gets flashed almost instantly.
Yep. And that is always good to see. The carries are on they're paying attention. They're able to flash that, which is always good for them. Definitely not great for Melogrody, as now Stunned is starting their siege. They have gained control of the game. Bamans will be now the target as a bunch of the CC goes down. The death sentence in for Mark, throwing out some Qs, but not nearly enough actual damage to take out this Amumu. As now, with the 11k gold lead, or I guess almost 11k for the side of Stunned, they're looking at this next Drake coming up in 30 seconds as Ornn is just splitting on the side, and Melogrody, still mythicless on this Malphite, is just feeling real sad.
I mean, Ornn is just one of those matchups that you can kind of, if you get ahead, bully anyone regardless of whether it is counter. I mean, even Fiora, who's like that very strong, like, oh, I want to pick Fiora into Ornn. If Ornn gets ahead, you can still kind of just absolutely one-shot people. As a death sentence does land.
Speaking of one-shot, Versace nearly gets one shot, but does get out of dodge, at least briefly. The fight's going to continue right now as Senna goes over the wall! Well, not over the wall. Melogrody goes over the wall, and Senna is now going to get caught out by the Ornn. I've seen this one before. Here comes the call, the Forge God. The smite's going to be coming from the heavens, claiming their victim. As now Melogrody is just going to be left alone here. The Unstoppable Force did not get flashed, but it got dodged by the Twisted Advance there. Just absolutely tragic. These are some unfortunate Malphite ultis from Melogrody, and this next Drake is almost certainly in the pocket of Stunned, as they now have a 13k gold lead, about to be a 14k gold lead, and they are looking to just make this game as brutally a stomp as the previous one.
Yeah, I definitely don't think are going to get quite the same as the last one. Of course, I think the last one ended in what would be about 3 minutes from now. So we'll see if they can get to that point, but I suspect that it is going to take them just a little bit longer in this one. Awakened, though, I mean, they're awakened. They're online 11-2-7 right now on the Jinx. I mean,
what can
how
you do?
close to full build are they going to be after this back?
They're going to be sort of just sitting here. They're thinking about it. They're going to go for the last Whisper, which is pretty much all they need at this point. Just some tank shredding items in case they have the Amumu or the Malphite on top of them. Once again, three mythicless champions, actually, for the side of the other team, as just some building decisions that had to be made for the sake of the game are coming to bite them, as the gold has not been coming into their pockets as they would have hoped for. And they can't complete those big items, those big purchases, those big power spikes. And now, as we look at the game here, the game state, we're sort of slowed down as the siege gets stalled ever so slightly, but Gabriel Leos maybe have found an opportunity, or rather, the side of the other team has found an opportunity to pick one up, but Tibbers is mad And Tibbers will unfortunately not be able to convert onto Versace, but will still get a kill there. Here comes the flash. Death sentence does not land as Wrathful is forced to flash there. But now here comes a potential flank as Bamans looking for an opportunity. And for Mark is there, but I'm not sure if they have any damage. They do not. Until Senna arrives. Yeah, nope, nothing. Yep, nothing. They didn't even really break Maokai's green smite shield. he just took no damage.
Going to, like I said, be a little bit of a lull. Weak side police shutting down the Annie there, but it is still really Awakened that we are going to be keeping our eyes on to carry these team fights. Backing right now, going to go ahead and finish that Mortal Reminder almost at full build at this point. Only one item left to go, and at this point, you get your pick of the litter.
Yeah, any item, any of them at this point, like, doesn't really matter. Infomark takes the blue away from the side of Tot as they are just sort of waiting now at this point. The Baron will spawn, and the other team is sort of left with a conundrum. Do they attempt to go for a miracle fight on this Baron and lose? Or do they wait for the Baron to get taken and try and defend their base and maybe be able to stall out with their wave clear tools? They're going to opt into the second there, as they're just hoping that they can wave clear their way to victory, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Yeah, and Awakened at this point, you know, it doesn't. We keep talking about how fed they are, but it just doesn't matter at this point. You can kind of do whatever you want as long as you don't get one shot by, you know, CC follow up. It kind of feels like this game is just done and dusted. The only real saving grace you maybe have is this Vagar. If they can get some more AP, get those stacks.
Ooh, we have a potentially great engage. Awaken is going to get CC chained. This is exactly what they wanted. But now they're just going to have to try and get the damage now. Instinct is going to be on the back here. He's going to be going down. We have 2. It's out now 3v5. And Gabriel Leo is going to be next on the docket to go down. Maiden is 2v5 right now. But these are 2 big targets. They're going to be hard to kill. We're just waiting to see if they can get any more damage. We got Pep in her step with the misfortune here. She's strutting along, getting a shutdown here. So many shutdowns, so much gold going into the pockets of the other team. This is exactly what they wanted when they gave over that Baron. They wanted to get that kind of miracle fight defending their base, and they get it.
Yep, and Bamans with an amazing flank there does land the initial CC onto the Jinx. Immediately cleansed, but unstoppable force for the follow-up is going to mean that the bullet time reigns supreme, rings true, and does finish off Awakens. And without that main carry, I mean, you can rely on the Annie a little bit, but there's only so much an Annie can do in an extended team fight.
Yeah, only so much Annie can do. Once again, yeah, that's kind of the downside of a 2-threat comp is if one of your threats goes down, the other one has to be able to put the team on their back. And the Annie, not nearly, because they had died there on the top side, they lost some stacks on the Magi, and then they lost some more. Okay, Bandage Toss goes out. The Flash will get burned for pretty much no reason, as Gabriel Leo is going to not have that tool for the upcoming team fight, although I guess Flash is going to be unnecessary if everything goes as planned. Dragon will be engaged right now. Awaken's going to get some damage out here, but Man's walking into the saplings. He's going to get locked up here, going to get CC'd down. They're just going to try and keep this jungler away from the objective. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow will land onto the back line. We have a 4-man Curse of the Sad Mummy, but there is no damage to follow up. Senna gets the bullet time out, but it just doesn't hit any. It hits some players, but not the ones you need to see. It doesn't get enough damage out, doesn't get enough damage down. Now it's just going to be the 3rd Hextech Drake picked up for the side of Stunned as they claim 2 players and start their siege anew, reinvigorated by that win at the Drake. Melagrody's going to be in a bit of danger, having to walk away here from the Tibbers. just trying to take that bear out, but it is going to be the inhib that'll get taken down. We do have a cage coming out. We do have some CC. Versace is going to get rooted by the Everfrost, going to get burned down by the Annie. Now we have desynced death timers. It is 3v5. What can Bamans do? Bamans gets a very great angle, but no Curse of the Sad Mummy to follow up. Senna's going to try and get some damage down. They're going to try and do what they can, just throwing out some auto attacks. They're going to clean up Gabriel Leo. They're going to clean up the Ornn. They're just doing what they can here, but the rocket will blow them to smithereens as Senna is taken down and the assault continues. It is one Amumu versus the world, and the world is looking pretty dangerous. Man's trying to get something done. We get the Curse of the Sad Mummy going down, but Awakened is far too powerful to even care, and this Nexus will be the next target. The destruction goes through as Awakened ends the game.
Yeah, yet another absolute stunner here from the side of Stunned Esports Cosmic, finishing up a second game in less than 35 minutes. I think like a combined total of like, I don't know, 55 minutes probably on both the games. So
Yeah.
absolutely dominant performance here from Stun.
Yeah, one of the shortest series I've ever cast, for sure. Not one of the shortest series I've ever played in. I've definitely played in shorter series where I've gotten stomped harder than that. But, you know, that's beside the point.
Well, for now, it is going to be Stun with another win. As we get towards the middle of the season, those wins going to become even more and more important. And the other team, well, they really need to get things on track. I believe that puts them at 0-3 thus far. So they're going to be feeling pretty bad. But for now, I believe that is all we got for the night.
Yep.
Becky, any closing statements, remarks?
No remarks from me. Do have to say, very decisive gameplay from Stun. Aside from that miracle fight there at the end, they had complete control over both of those games. Very impressive play. I'm excited to see how this team does as the season goes on and they face up against some tough competition in the rest of the bracket.
That is going to be quite interesting to see how they run. But for now, like I said, that's all we got for tonight. Be sure to hop back next week and check out some more VAS action. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget, exclamation point, Discord will get you in on all the action, get you some knowledge about our other opportunities for maybe even yourself to compete. And for now, that is going to be it for VAS. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will catch you back here next week. Becky and Kebbo signing off.